Love that song, Tom Odell featuring Alice Merton. Really beautiful, that song. Okay, so I'm a very happy lady. I've now got rid of one bunch of gorgeous men for another bunch of gorgeous men and a gorgeous woman. Hello to the stars of... Now, do I call it the band, the musical, the band musical?
The band, the new musical, whatever, yeah.
There, okay. Because officially it's called the band musical. Is that right?
I believe so, Gabby.
I love that. So. I love that they're not quite sure.
We're just it is. It's the band, the musical.
The band, the musical. Yeah. There we go. Of course, it's the music.
Thanks for coming, Rach.
You know, it's the music of Take That, written by Tim Firth, and this is. Congratulations on the reviews.
Thank you.
I mean, to get reviews like that in the Guardian for a jukebox musical. Wow, Rachel.
Yeah, we're somewhat thrilled by the reviews, to be fair. Not entirely unexpected, but ever so slightly. Because it's brand new, and it's a brand new British musical to boot. So, yes, but any reviews that come in like that, we'll welcome with open arms. Thank you very much.
Now, guys, all of you... Now, am I right? I got two pieces of information. So I was doing all my research, and of course, we all watched you on Let It Shine on BBC. Now, is that all of you were found from that, weren't you? Mm-hmm. Yes. Rather bizarrely, it says online that some of the stars from Let It Shine, so you weren't. You were all found from the TV show, weren't you?
Who wasn't? Intruder.
Me.
All of the singers in the show, so all the boy band were found on the show, and then all of the rest of the cast were cast aside from the show.
Now, for all of you, I mean, which would you like to talk about first? Would you like to talk about the show? Would you like to talk about the fact that we all watched you on television and saw this happen in front of us? Go on, let's take you back. So you'll don't worry, you got through. Don't need to be nervous now. So going through all of that process, that must have been quite something. I mean, terrifying.
Yeah, I think terrifying for us, but quite entertaining to watch on TV. It was a long experience. We were involved in it for a long time before anything ever went out on the TV, and it was a lot of work, and I think it turned out amazing. Obviously, not just from us, but from the BBC and everyone else involved. I think it was an amazing programme, amazing experience to be a part of.
Don't worry, the BBC. Even though this is the BBC, we love the BBC. But also the fact that you guys were all then thrown together, because it must be very difficult. It's like any band that's suddenly, put together from nowhere. What happens if you weren't going to get on?
Well, it's all an illusion, Gabby. We actually don't get along. Curtis is a horrible person, and it's all for show. No, everyone turned out to be very lovely, except for Yazdan.
Oh, why? Always me. It's always me.
So would you like to introduce yourselves then, guys? So we've got, of course, AJ.
That's me.
Hello, AJ.
Hello.
They can't see
we
you.
have Curtis.
Hello, that's me.
Hello, Curtis. We have Harry.
Yes, that's me here.
Hello. And we have Savio.
Hello.
Present.
And we have... Now, am I going to say your name correctly? Yazdan.
Yazdan, yeah, that's me.
Lovely, beautiful name. And we have Rachel, of course, as well. So, and John on piano over there. Hello, John.
JD. Yeah.
So for this, now you've been at New Wimbledon. You're going to be opening in the West End, Theatre Royal Haymarket.
Yeah.
Did you know that this was going to happen when you started this tour that seems to have gone on for about 7.5 years?
You said it.
We had no idea, and it's kind of a dream for all of us to be doing the West End. So the fact that the tour on it alone was enough for us, but this extension is just kind of the cherry on top of the cake, I suppose. So it's going to be a lovely way to spend our Christmas. And
also for you, Twitter went mad when I said you were coming in here live. They see you as a band. They don't see you as actors in the show. They see you all as a band. So when the show finishes, if it ever finishes, will you stay together as a band to be a band? Now that obviously, with your PR standing right behind me, you can't answer that.
No, to be fair, that's quite an easy one to answer. When we started this whole process on the show and we got put together as a band, it was kind of such a unique experience that was so right for this show. And then after this, who knows? Because we're in 2018. Obviously, everyone has ambitions in music and in musical theatre, and this has unlocked so many opportunities for everyone involved. So we kind of play it by ear, really.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Who knows? It might run for another 5 years.
Okay, yes. And Rachel, why are you the idea of it
she's
running
the
for
honorary
another 5
six member.
years? No, but for you, being in something like this, so you've got, it's a new way to bring people to theatre, isn't it? And that's important, surely.
That's hugely important, actually. 62% of our audience have never been to the theatre.
And there's nothing as wonderful as live theatre.
And I think, theatre is and should be for everybody. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things that we've found with this, is that originally it started off, obviously there were Take That fans, who then became Let It Shine and 5 to 5 fans. And on the back of that, they've now become the band fans. And it's hugely humbling to see them at stage door and to know that they now follow us, as opposed to just it being on the back of something. I'm yet to meet someone who's seen our show once. So we do have a lovely guy, I'm going to bring him up because I know he's going to be listening, called Dave Prendergast, and he has seen this 36 times.
Wow.
He's a bit of a fan.
Well, just a bit.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's lovely.
he follows us everywhere. And that's hugely humbling. Yeah.
Oh, it really is. That's
And just to see, the regular people that have become the fans of this show, I think that's so special. And I've not, in the 28 years I've been in this industry, I've never
You
been in
don't
a
look
show.
old enough.
Thanks, darling. I've never ever come across a show I've never been in a show that's had this sort of following.
That's
so
fantastic.
it's quite incredible.
Now,
Yeah.
of course, this isn't a show about putting together. It's not about Take That, the band. This is about the girls who follow the band. This is
Yes.
about the fans. So it's
Yeah.
nice that you mentioned the fan of your show there. So can you give a brief synopsis for people who don't know about it?
Yes, we initially start with Rachel, who I play, opening the show, reminding people of what it was like. We open with, the credits of Top of the Pops in 1993, which we all remember. Well, the majority of us, probably not you boys, remember very, very well. And Rachel takes you back to when she was 16. And then the story starts with her and her friends who grow up with a boy band, the love of a boy band, which we've all had. And we're all convinced the next song they've brought out is about us.
Yes.
What's happening in our lives.
Yeah.
We're convinced we're going to marry all of them.
I was going to marry Donny
Yeah, of
Osmond.
course,
You
yeah.
wouldn't know who I'm talking about, boys, but there was a guy called Donny Osmond and the Osmonds a long time
Martin
ago.
Kemp for me. I know. Yeah. So that's how it sort of transcribes. And then they bunk off school and they go to one of the gigs. And on the way home from that gig that night, there's a tragic accident and things change the dynamics change massively between the 5 girls, and they lose contact until 25 years later, Rachel, who never ever enters a competition because people like her don't win, hears a competition on the radio because the band are reuniting. So she enters it. She doesn't know why, but she enters it and she wins. And it's to take them to Prague for a reunion tour. And even though she has a partner, and the partner thinks, well, they're going to go, and with their 2 friends, Bob and Gina, she has other ideas, and she wants to reunite her 3 other friends.
Lovely, lovely,
and that's
lovely.
how the story goes.
You don't need to say
Yeah.
Yeah.
The moral of the story is stay home, don't go to concerts.
No, I think that would actually entice a lot of people to see the show, because suddenly it's a different thing. It's not just about Take That music.
The music of Take That is used to tell the story.
Lovely.
So it's
Okay,
beautiful.
you're going to sing live for us, which is brilliant. And I know all the fans who are listening are very excited about this. What are you going to sing?
So we're singing. We're going to be singing the
You're
Garden.
not sure.
We're going to be singing the Garden, and this happens. This is the point where Rachel finds out that she's won the competition, but is kind of hesitant on whether she wants to go. And we, the band, are trying to just kind of push her along and ease her along and say, no, invite your friends. It's a good idea. Go to this concert.
Lovely. Thank you, guys.
Everyone, can you hear the soldiers coming? Everyone, every man and every woman, we all fall in the end. We're just miracles of matter, so come on.
What the hell was I thinking?
So come on.
Go to Prague? Dear God.
This is the life we've been given.
I nearly did that, boys. I really nearly did that.
This is the life we've been given.
Got on a plane to see you, like a bloody teenager.
So open your mind and start living.
But it's okay. The others can go without me.
We can play our parts.
I won't go.
If we only start believing.
I have a gorgeous fella, and I'm going to spend that weekend with him instead.
This is the life we've been given.
Decision made, boys.
So open your
Oh,
mind,
shush.
mind and start living. We can
Boys.
play our part if we only start believing.
Enough.
Oh, that was wonderful.
Yeah.
That made me want to see the show. What beautiful harmonies. And you are great, Rachel. That just works. The way you all completely so in time and in tune with each other. That was really wonderful to watch here. Is there any chance we can have... Can we have any more? I suddenly realised my mic wasn't up. As I was saying, you could hear me in the background. I apologise. I was so in awe of that. The harmonies you were doing, it was absolutely beautiful. And Rachel, I loved that. And the way you just felt each other there, and you could just hear the moments of silence. Beautiful. John, thank you very much. Is there any chance we could get another song?
Yeah, we could try doing another song.
Yeah.
Bit kind of, we haven't prepared for this one, but
Doesn't
we should give it a go.
Zero rehearsal.
We can
Fellas, 1 year we've been doing this shop.
Yeah,
really.
Just do 5 part every time.
You've been on the road for a year. Okay, come on.
Yeah, 5
So
part every
we're
time.
going to be singing Said It All, which comes in Act 2. And this is, obviously there's no dialogue here because the character isn't here, but there is also a very poignant moment happening.
Don't tell it. Yeah. We'll just have
we
this
won't. We
singing.
won't tell you. Yeah.
Okay, lovely. Guys, thank
We're
you.
going to chop out some of the dialogue.
They're going to chop out some of the
So
dialogue.
apologies if this is a
Wait,
bit
are we
rough.
doing the 5 part harmony
part,
each
yeah,
call?
yeah.
Lovely. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
When the tears fall away and there's no conversation, there's nothing left to break. It's not already broken. You're staring into space, and every inch of silence. Been standing here for days and days. Said it all, nothing to say at all, nothing to say that matters. Haven't we heard enough? Said it all, nothing to say at all, nothing to say that matters. Doesn't matter anymore. In the sudden light of day, the weight of expectation, hurt begins to fade as you find a new direction. Been talking here for days and days. Said it all, nothing to say at all, nothing to say that matters. Haven't we heard enough? Said it all, nothing to say at all, nothing to say that matters. Doesn't matter anymore. All of the miles of words we've spoken, all of the lies that got away, Didn't we take the time to say them all? All of the miles of words we've spoken, all of the lies that got away. Didn't we take the time to say them all?
Gorgeous. That was really beautiful, boys.
I was so nervous.
See, I love that. So
Beautiful.
every single night you do this on stage, well, 8 shows a week, and that made you nervous doing it just in front of me, and one of you was in tears.
Yeah, it's quite emotional.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. It's different doing it, obviously not in the context of the show as well. And also, a lot of the times in the show, we're quite far away from each other, so we don't hear every harmony. But when we're close like this, it's very intimate singing together. It's really good.
It's beautiful actually, because there's a few times that I can particularly hear Sario's, because Sario, you're the bass.
No one wants to hear that.
No, it's not. It's beautiful because every now and then because I stand right next to Curtis, so I always hear him like crystal, beautifully crystal clear. And every now and then Sario's picks in, and it's and he sings the bass line. It's the most beautiful harmony. So sometimes when you are in a smaller venue and you get to hear them all close together, that's how it sounds, and it is breathtaking. And same for the Garden, because they sing right around my ear. They're literally here, and it's beautiful.
Well, I love it. I tell you what, I very thank you for inviting me. I'm coming along to see the show. Unfortunately, I can't come the night that you've asked, but I will be coming with my daughters. I think the sound that you all made and the story sounds wonderful. So I wish you the very best of break-a-legs.
Thank you.
But congratulations on getting into the West End with this show.
Thank you.
And I'm not surprised it's got such rave reviews. John, thank you as well for playing so
Thank you,
beautifully
John.
on the piano. Thank you for coming in. So this is your day off, really, but not. Thank you very much indeed, guys. That was really lovely. Oh, wow, I love that. Now, coming up after the news and travel, we're going to play out the Mike Leigh interview. I was lucky enough to chat to him just a few days ago about Peterloo and many other films, of course, as well, and plays that he's done. But right now, let's get the latest news.
Headlines this hour.